Wow, that's such a cool idea to build. Why didn't I figure it out myself? Let's learn how to build a supermarket.
Round 1.
I am building a 7-Eleven store. I think that is the name. First, I make the front wall, because the front is the part people remember the fastest. I use red, orange, lime, and yellow concrete on the facade, since this store needs bright branding and strong color contrast. Concrete is good for logos and clean modern shops because the color stays solid and the texture is smooth. In the middle of the sign, I build a big red number 7 on a white background. White behind the red makes the number easier to read from far away, and that is important for any shop sign. A sign has to work fast. If people need a long time to understand it, the design is not doing its job. I also start adding quartz slabs on the top edge. Quartz looks neat and bright, and the thin slab shape is good for trim because it does not make the roof line too heavy. Already the front has that convenience store feeling with bold stripes and a simple big symbol. After the front starts looking right, I go around and build the other walls from orange terracotta. I pick orange terracotta because it has a warmer and softer texture than concrete, so the building does not feel too shiny from every side. It also matches the warm stripe colors on the front. On top of those walls, I place white concrete. That white line near the top makes the store look cleaner and more modern, almost like a cap around the whole building. A top border is useful in design because it separates the wall from the roof and gives the building a finished edge. Without that, the walls can look cut off. I keep the shape simple because supermarkets and small stores usually work best as boxes. A box shape gives lots of room inside and wastes less space than fancy corners. It is also easier for customers to understand where the entrance and aisles are. This build is not trying to be a castle or a mansion. It is trying to look practical, bright, and easy to enter. Inside the store, I make a path from black concrete. I use black because a dark walkway stands out against lighter floors and helps guide movement. In a real shop, customers need clear circulation so they do not bump into shelves or get confused about where to go. A strong floor color can quietly do that job. The dark path also adds contrast inside the orange and white shell, so the room does not look flat. After that, I change the dirt floor into stone slabs. Dirt is bad for a supermarket because it feels unfinished and messy, and a place that sells food or daily items should look clean. Stone slabs are a good floor material because they are smooth, bright enough to reflect some light, and visually flatter than full blocks. That makes the inside feel more polished. Slabs also look practical, like a hard surface that could handle many people walking over it all day. Once the floor is done, the inside stops looking like a field in a box and starts looking like a real store. Now, I build the roof from quartz slabs. Quartz is a very good block for a shop roof because it looks fresh and clean, and slabs let me make the top thinner than a full layer of blocks. That is important on a supermarket because most stores have low, wide roofs, not giant, pointed ones. A low roof makes the building feel commercial and efficient. It also keeps the walls from looking too tall for the footprint. Using slabs instead of full quartz blocks makes the whole top look lighter, and that helps balance the stronger orange walls below. I keep the roof broad and simple so the building stays easy to read from above and from far away. In Minecraft, people often see builds from high angles, so the roof matters more than in some other games. A neat white roof also matches the white trim and the sign background, so the palette stays connected. The building now has a full outer shell, and it already looks like a small real-world chain store. To finish the front, I fill the windows with white glass panes. Panes are better than full glass blocks for shop windows because they are thinner and look more like real large storefront glass. I use white glass to keep the front bright and clean, and it fits the white trim and the sign. Big front windows are useful because they make the entrance area feel open and let people see inside. Then I place doors at the entrance. A store should have a clear access point, and doors in the middle help the whole facade feel balanced. After that, I add a few small front details with trapdoors. Trapdoors are great for decoration because they create thin lines, little covers, or panel details without taking much space. Small details matter on a simple box build. They stop the wall from looking too plain and make the entrance zone more interesting. Now my supermarket has the bright sign, the clean roof, the clear windows, and enough detail to feel like a proper 7-Eleven on a blocky street. Phew! It took so much effort. Great! My supermarket is ready.
Hello?
Hey, Banana Kid, look! I built it. Do you like?
No.
What? Should I have added at least some items inside the store?
Oh.
That's right. I hadn't thought of that at all. Maybe then you'll try to build the best supermarket yourself.
Yay!
They ran to the place. This is where your building will be. Are you ready?
Yahoo!
Then go ahead.
Round 2.
I can see Banana Kid starting his supermarket from the front, and right away it looks different from mine. He builds one smooth section of wall from red concrete. Red concrete is strong, bright, and very good for branding because it catches the eye fast. Next to that, he makes another front section from quartz, and into that part, he places black glass panes as windows. Quartz and black glass are a very modern combination. The quartz feels clean and expensive, while the black glass gives the building a sleek shopfront look. At first, I am not sure what store he is making. I just know it looks more polished than a little corner shop. The contrast between the red wall and the pale quartz wall is doing a lot of work already. When a building has two very different surfaces on the front, the eye naturally looks for the entrance and the brand. That is good design for a supermarket, because big stores need a facade that can be understood quickly by customers driving or walking by. Then Banana Kid builds a canopy on the front using quartz stairs. This is a smart move because a canopy makes the entrance more visible and also gives some shelter from rain in real-world logic. Stairs are better than full blocks for canopies because they create a thinner edge and a slight angle, so the overhang looks lighter. If he used solid full blocks, the front might feel too heavy. Above that, he continues the wall and starts using light gray concrete in sections where windows will come later. Light gray is a nice middle color. It is softer than white and cleaner than stone, so it fits the modern supermarket look very well. It also helps frame the black glass without making the front too dark. I still am not fully sure what chain this is, but it already feels like one of those big, clean stores with a strong logo and neat parking lot vibes. Banana Kid is using just a few materials, and that is helping the facade stay clear instead of chaotic. Now he moves to the right side and builds the second wall of the supermarket. He keeps using the same blocks, which is very important. A store should have one clear style all around, not one pretty front and a random side. He mixes red concrete, quartz, and light gray concrete again, and he places black glass panes into the windows. Repeating the window style on the side makes the building feel planned from every angle. Sidewalls matter a lot on large shops because customers often approach from parking areas or roads, not just straight from the front. The black windows are especially useful here because they break up the big surfaces. Large retail buildings can look boring very quickly if there are no cuts in the walls. Windows and color changes give rhythm to the side. I also like that the light gray concrete keeps the side from being too hot in color. If everything was red, the building could look too loud. The cooler gray sections calm it down and make the whole shop feel more modern. After that, Banana Kid builds the left wall from red concrete and then starts finishing the back wall with quartz, light gray concrete, and more red. This is making the whole supermarket feel like one complete box instead of just a decorated front. The back is often ignored in builds, but a real large store needs a full shell, and the rear side should still match the design language even if it is simpler. Quartz on the back keeps the clean, modern look, while red concrete ties everything back to the brand color from the front. Light gray concrete acts like a neutral helper between the strong red and the bright quartz. This kind of color balance matters a lot on big buildings. Too much of one bold color can make the structure feel flat or noisy. Banana Kid is spreading the colors in a way that keeps the walls readable. The store is getting that big chain look now, with clear branding colors but still enough neutral material to make it look organized and not wild. Banana Kid keeps going by adding the same kind of canopy to each side, like the one he made on the front. I think that is a really good decision, because repeating the canopy shape around the building gives the supermarket a strong visual identity. It is almost like a band wrapping around the store. Repeated roof edges can make a big, simple box look much more designed. Then he finishes the top with red concrete. A red roof line is bold, but in this case it helps connect all the red walls and accents below. It also gives the store a strong outline against the sky. In commercial design, the roof edge is very important because it shapes the silhouette from far away. A plain flat top can disappear, but a colored top line can make the building easier to recognize. The side canopies also help with visual scale. They create horizontal lines that make the building look broader and more grounded, which is useful for a supermarket because supermarkets should feel wide, stable, and easy to enter. On the front of the building, Banana Kid starts making a big logo from quartz blocks. First, I see a circle, and then there is another circle inside it. That is when I finally start figuring this out. This is looking a lot like the Target bullseye. Quartz is a smart material for the logo because it is bright and very easy to read on a red background. A simple geometric symbol like this works well in Minecraft because circles are hard to make, so using a bold white ring shape is better than trying to force tiny details that would be lost. The bullseye logo is good design in general because it is simple, centered, and easy for kids to remember. Banana Kid also places doors at the entrance. That helps the front feel complete and makes the middle of the building clearly functional, not just decorative. Now the whole facade starts making sense. The red wall, the clean white symbol, and the black glass all fit one chain store idea much better than they did at the start. To finish it, Banana Kid puts letter blocks into the wall and writes Target. That confirms it completely. I like this step because text and logo together are stronger than either one alone. The bullseye catches attention first, and the letters explain the store right after. Letter blocks are very useful on branded builds because they keep the text neat and readable without making giant clumsy letters by hand.
Ta-da! Yay!
Where did everyone run off to? Hey guys, what's that noise you're making?
Banana Kid and I are building a supermarket, JJ. Who did it better?
Oh, both of your buildings look great, but I think it's up to the audience to decide who did the best.
Yes, JJ, you're right. Maybe then you have comments on the construction of Banana Kid?
Yes, there are a couple of comments. I see that you didn't pay much attention to the distinctive details on the walls.
I totally agree with you, JJ. Maybe you will build a supermarket?
Okay, then let's run to the place as soon as possible.
JJ, good luck to you. We'll wait in the house.
But?
Thanks, guys. Then I'm starting. Round 3. I decide to build a Walmart, and I begin with a large rectangular frame made from stone bricks. This frame is important because it establishes the scale of the entire supermarket before any decorative materials are added. Stone bricks are a strong choice for the structural outline because they look durable, organized, and suitable for a large commercial building. In design terms, a good frame acts like a skeleton. It tells me where the walls, corners, and roof spans will go, and it helps maintain proportion across a wide facade. A supermarket needs a broad footprint because it must contain aisles, checkout areas, and product zones without feeling cramped. By starting with the outer frame, I can control that footprint immediately. Stone brick also gives the build a slightly heavier and more dependable base than plain concrete would. That visual weight matters. Large public buildings should look trustworthy and stable. Before any signs or windows appear, the stone outline already tells the viewer this structure is meant to be big, practical, and permanent. Above the frame, I begin shaping the front wall using terracotta and blue concrete. Blue concrete is essential because Walmart is strongly associated with blue branding, and a recognizable color can do a great deal of work before the words are even read. Terracotta serves as the warmer supporting material. It keeps the facade from feeling too cold and gives the upper area a broader backdrop for the sign zone. I use these materials in large, clean sections rather than in tiny, mixed patterns because retail architecture usually depends on bold, readable forms. Small, patchy details would weaken the brand impact from a distance. Blue becomes the key identity strip, while terracotta helps expand the front wall around it. This kind of color blocking is common in store design because customers need to locate a supermarket quickly, often from a road or a parking area. The front should communicate clearly and instantly. By placing the blue section where the main sign will go, I create a strong focal point that will anchor the entire facade. On the blue section, I build the word Walmart using quartz blocks and quartz stairs. Quartz is a very good sign material because it is bright, clean, and easy to read against a darker color. The full quartz blocks provide the main body of the letters, while the stairs allow me to shape edges more smoothly and avoid overly chunky text. Sign design is extremely important in a supermarket build. The letters must be large enough to remain readable from far away, but they also need to fit the facade without crowding it. To the left of the word, I construct the yellow sun symbol from yellow concrete. This symbol adds instant brand recognition and also balances the visual weight of the text. The warm yellow stands out strongly against the blue, creating excellent contrast. Contrast is one of the fastest tools for communication in architecture and graphic design. With the letters and the symbol in place, the front now tells the viewer exactly what the building is. The sign becomes the face of the supermarket. Above the blue branding band, I extend the terracotta backing so the upper part of the facade feels complete and not cut off too early. This extra terracotta area is useful because signs often need a broader field around them to feel anchored. Without enough wall above, the blue strip and lettering could seem squeezed between the roof and the windows. I also place several stone brick blocks on both sides of the front. These are not random details. I am marking out where stronger vertical elements will rise later. In large commercial architecture, side elements can frame the facade and keep a wide building from appearing too flat. After setting those supports, I finish the wall under the sign. This lower section is important because it connects the branding area to the entrance and shopping level below. A good front facade needs layers. There should be a clear top branding zone, a middle transition, and a lower customer zone. By building the wall in stages, I make those layers easier to understand and easier to decorate well. Next, I create window frames from black concrete and then fill the areas around them with light gray concrete. Black concrete is perfect for framing because it gives a strong outline and helps the openings look deliberate and modern. Window frames should stand apart from the surrounding wall so the facade does not become one flat sheet. Light gray concrete around those framed zones acts like smooth wall paneling. It keeps the design bright enough to feel commercial while allowing the black outlines to stay visible. This pairing is a useful lesson in facade design. Dark lines define openings, and lighter surfaces carry the larger wall planes. Even when a supermarket is very big, a few controlled contrasts can make it much more readable. I keep the framed areas broad rather than tiny because large stores usually have bigger modern openings and display windows. This front now has branding, structure, and a more detailed lower face. The building is starting to feel less like a simple box and more like a complete chain store with a planned exterior system. I return to the stone brick base and start building a tower on the right side from stone bricks and blue concrete. The tower is not meant to be a realistic skyscraper element. Its main purpose is to break the long horizontal width of the supermarket and give the front some vertical emphasis. Very wide buildings can become visually dull if nothing rises above the main roof line. By adding a tower-like section, I create a landmark at the edge of the facade and make the store easier to recognize from angles. Stone brick keeps the lower part of the tower sturdy and consistent with the frame, while blue concrete ties it back to the main branding color. This combination helps the tower look integrated rather than attached as an afterthought. The vertical accent also improves proportion. A large retail block often benefits from a few taller points that stop the roof from appearing endless. Once this right tower is in place, the front gains more rhythm and a stronger silhouette against the sky. After finishing the right tower, I copy it and place the same tower on the left side. Symmetry is very useful here because a branded supermarket should look organized and dependable. Matching towers frame the front like bookends, guiding the eye toward the center sign and entrance area. When a facade is very wide, balanced side elements help control the visual spread. If only one tower existed, the entire front might feel heavier on that side. By mirroring the feature, I create a stable composition that supports the sign rather than distracting from it. This is an efficient use of copy tools as well. Repeating an identical structural detail saves time and preserves alignment perfectly. Once both towers stand, the building feels much more complete from the front. The towers, the blue sign band, the terracotta backing, and the framed windows all work together to create hierarchy. First, the viewer sees the brand, then the framed facade, and finally the strong edges that hold the whole composition together. Moving to the side and rear planning, I build a low perimeter line from stone bricks with a height of 2 blocks and set 2 more towers into the farther section. This low stone brick band works like a raised base or protective outer wall. It defines the boundary of the supermarket clearly without making the back feel overbuilt. The additional towers are important because a large rectangular store should not only look finished from the front. The sides and back need a related structural language so the building feels complete from every angle. Stone bricks continue to provide that reliable, load-bearing appearance, while the tower forms repeat the visual vocabulary established on the facade. Repetition is a powerful architectural tool. When the same key elements appear around the structure, the entire building becomes easier to understand. These rear side towers also set up the wall sections that will connect them. Instead of one endless flat back, I am creating a sequence of framed zones that can carry the same retail style around the supermarket shelf. Between those towers, I fill the wall with terracotta and blue concrete in almost the same style as the front, only without the main Walmart sign. This keeps the brand palette consistent while allowing the front to remain the most important side. Large stores often repeat materials around the building, but reserve the strongest graphic elements for the main entrance. After completing one of these side walls, I copy it and place it on the opposite side. This is a smart workflow choice. When a building uses symmetry or near symmetry, copying saves time and keeps the proportions exact. Then, at the back, I build the rear version by hand again. The back still needs to match the general style, but it can be slightly more practical and less decorative. By manually rebuilding it, I can adjust the balance if necessary. At this point, the supermarket has a coherent shell, strong stone edges, blue brand sections, terracotta mass, and a clear difference between the public front and the simpler supporting sides. Once the walls are enclosed, I use commands to fill the roof with stone brick blocks. Commands are especially useful on large flat commercial roofs because the task is repetitive and precision matters. A supermarket roof should look broad, dependable, and unified, not patchy or uneven. Stone brick is a sensible roof material here because it continues the strong structural language already established at the base and towers. After that, I use commands again to fill the lower empty spaces in the walls with stone bricks. Completing these voids tightens the entire shell and removes accidental gaps that could make the structure feel unfinished. Large builds benefit from this kind of cleanup step. A good exterior depends not only on major features like signs and towers, but also on complete surfaces and clean transitions. By solving the repetitive wall and roof work with commands, I can spend more time on the spaces customers would actually experience inside. The shell is now fully established and ready for interior planning. Inside the supermarket, I straighten the walls and use commands to fill the recessed areas with light gray concrete. This interior adjustment is important because customers should not feel as if they are shopping inside a rough stone fortress. The outer structure can be heavy and protective, but the inside should feel brighter, cleaner, and more neutral. Light gray concrete is ideal for that. It creates a soft commercial backdrop that does not compete too strongly with furniture or merchandise. Once the walls are even and the interior feels organized, I build a checkout area on the left side using stone brick stairs and stone brick slabs. These blocks let me shape a proper counter with depth and a workable height. I then place modded cash registers on the counter, decorate the wall behind with paintings, and position a villager near each register. This combination instantly explains the function of the space. The left side becomes the payment zone, and the paintings stop the service area from feeling too plain. With the checkout side established, I turn to the rest of the sales floor and start filling it with merchandise. I place chests, furnaces, beds, bookshelves, dressing tables, and many other ready-made pieces so the interior feels like a large department-style supermarket rather than a food-only shop. This broad product mix fits a Walmart very well because the store is known for carrying many kinds of household goods. While placing all of these items, I pay close attention to circulation. It is not enough to fill space. Customers need aisles. I leave clear walking paths between the different product zones so players and villagers can move through the store naturally. Good supermarket design depends on balance between density and access. Too many objects packed together feel messy and unsafe, while too much empty space makes the store seem understocked. By filling the hall almost completely, but preserving routes, I create a convincing shopping environment. Great! My supermarket is ready! It's time for me to show it to the guys.
Wow, JJ! You've got such an incredible supermarket! You have absolutely everything in it! I would definitely wear this all the time if I didn't have God mode. Haha!
Thank you guys! I am very glad that you liked my building. Friends, be sure to write in the comments whose building you liked the most. Well, I think it's time for us to finish.
Yes, JJ, you're right!
Subscribe and like, bye-bye.